Well, hello folks, this is Deno. Some of y'all that kind of follow my post a little bit, you're aware that I was in the hospital the other day. Well, I'm trying to tell you folks what happened. It's been quite a while that I haven't felt very good. I just, you know how you can tell when things just a little off? Well, I've been feeling it for some time. But I'm kind of one of those stubborn guys, mind over matter, faith over matter, press on, and I kept pressing on and pressing on. But I have to be honest with you, sometimes when you get up in baseball, I've been there against the pitchers, and I actually hit some home runs. And I mean, it was great when I hit those home runs. I didn't hit a lot of them, but I hit a few. I did hit, I hit a lot of singles, a lot of doubles, a lot of triples. Struck out too. But boy, when you hit those home runs, it's just, that good feeling. And sometimes in prayer, I've hit home runs. Sometimes I've hit triples. Sometimes I hit doubles, and sometimes I hit singles. The thing is, you just got to keep getting up to the prayer plate and fight the good fight of faith. That's just part of life, right? Well, like Jesus said, no matter what, after he told Peter how he was in his death going to glorify God, after he told him that news, the Lord said, still yet, Peter, follow me. So no matter the troubles, no matter the persecution, the afflictions, the infirmities, the high times, the low times, the comforting times, the painful times, the strong times when we feel strong and glad, and the other times when we feel weak and sad, we still have the commandment, press on, follow me. Keep your hands to the plow and don't look back. God help us that we get to that precious commitment kind of fruit. But, so here I would have symptoms, or I would have, things that would kind of make me feel, And I would drink a lot of coffee. I would do things to try to substitute the lack of energy. But I have to admit, folks, on the inside, I kept thinking, man, something doesn't seem right here. And about 6 months ago, I began to notice, it was like the negativity was increasing. I was like, oh, what is going on here? And at work, we have to do a lot of work, climbing stairs and this and that on the rigs offshore. And I kept noticing, instead of those stairs getting easier, they were getting harder and harder. Now, folks, I'll be 60 August 4th, but, I kept thinking, well, maybe I'm just out of shape, because a while back I just got so tired. I work out a lot. But I was starting to feel so bad, I quit working out. And I would do a little walking. But, man, I was just aching, and I couldn't figure it out. Well, a couple of hitches ago, I was out there offshore, and I'm thinking, man, this is getting hard. What is going on here? And I'm talking about, it was getting hard on me physically. I was getting short of breath. I'd go up one flight of stairs, and my legs would feel like I just did like 100 squats to the point of failure. When you just get that burning sensation in your thighs. And I'd get to the top of those stairs, I don't know, about 15 steps, and I would think, jeez, and I only got like 100 more to go. And I'd be, man, what is wrong with me? Well, the last hitch, we were on day 3. I will say this, when we first came on tower the first day, I'm telling you folks, the first flight of stairs I went up, I don't know how many, 15 steps, 20, I don't know exactly how many, I hadn't counted them. The first flight, I got to the top of those stairs, my legs were burning, and I'm trying to grasp air. I'm like, what the heck? I couldn't get a good breath. I'm like, man, so I sit there and just wait for it to come. Well, it finally came, but I thought, boy, this is going to be a hitch. And we had 21 days out there, 21 on, 21 off. Second day came, and I'm fighting it, thinking, man, what in the world is going on? Then the third day came. Now, when I was resting, you know, we were working nights, so when I was resting during the day before the third day came, I was fighting for breath. I would toss this way trying to get some breath, toss that way, and so I wasn't resting well. But I thought, what? You know, I had been noticing this shortness of breath for some months now, but it was getting worse. And I kept thinking, what is going on here? Well, I take a lot of vitamins and herbs and things like that. I said, well, I'll just take that and press on. And I got on tower that night and working with my buddies, and we got some great people out there in the oil industry, folks, and I esteem them a lot greater than me, but it's a privilege to be associated with them. And I'm out there thinking, you know, trying to breathe. I'm going, something's definitely not right. This just isn't right. But I'm one of these stubborn guys. My family can tell you when it comes to doctors, I like to stay away from them. That's just me. But we got to going and got about the third hour into the night, and I noticed it was getting a little scary. Because you know, when you want to breathe, but it just won't expand. I'm like, something's not right. So I got a friend out there, and I've worked with him at the office for a couple of years, and he's our deck foreman, and we're friends, you know. And he said, Deno, come on, man, you know, go to the medic. I didn't want to. I said, well, he said, no, come on, no. He said, man, I'm not going to have you have a heart attack and die out here on us. And I'm thinking, man, I knew something. You know, and I'm thinking, man, I got 18 more days to go, and each day gets harder in the breathing. I'm thinking, okay, now let's go. I mean, what could it hurt, right? So I go see the medic, and we got one of our safety guys working on me, one of Chevron's guys, ladies, excuse me, working on me, and they said, all right, take your shirt off, this and that. I get this, machine. They put all these gadgets on me, and they start checking my heart rate. And I mean, just within, I don't know, it was a few seconds. Well, you're AFib. The world's AFib. I know something about it, but I mean, how's that? I knew AFib from when you need to get the AED. A guy's passed out, and his heart ain't doing its thing, and so you go jump start him again. I understood that part more than I'll share with you, but they said your heart's not pumping right. I said, well, what you mean my heart's not pumping right? Well, you see this, all right, what's that mean? Well, that's why you can't breathe good. I said, what? They said, yeah. And then they said, we got to fly you in. I said, when they said that, I said, what? Because no, you don't, no. No, I'll be fine. You just let me go back to work. Well, I don't know, can't do that. Man, we're telling you, you don't understand the dilemma here. And, then of course they didn't want me to get out there, and if something worse happened to me, and then they knew, it goes into all that crap. But I'm not the type, I don't wish ill on anybody, folks. But I said, it's okay, what? She said, so they got this doctor, called Land and got a doctor on the thing, and there's a camera up there, and he's looking at me, and he's looking at the heart monitor stuff and this, that, talking to the nurse, and he says, okay, well, give him this, give him that, and tomorrow I'll fly him in. I begged them, please. They're going to get a medevac out there. I said, a medevac? I said, look, when a chopper has to come out here tomorrow, you got to transport people because you got to out here, workers. Well, I will get on that chopper and go in. Do not get a medevac. Nope, we got to get a medevac. I begged them, they wouldn't listen. I ended up being medevaced, folks, from out there on the Bigfoot project of Chevron and neighbors, all the way to the Jefferson Hospital in New Orleans, Louisiana, to the emergency room. And I'm thinking, man, what the world? And I went through all these tests and this and that, and all right, now they give me, okay, we're going to have to do some things. So they gave me medicine, and I ended up going from Jefferson to my doctor over in Shreveport, Louisiana. And as they're checking it, my stress test was okay, but my AFib was, my heart wasn't beating right. And I could tell it, folks. I mean, I was tired all the time. I'd be at home tired. Just, I was dragging, and I got this, I love to work out, but I couldn't, because I'm like, what is wrong? And my kids, well, Dad, you just getting old. You got to accept you getting old. I kind of fight that a little bit. But finally that doctor said, Deno, I'm going to have to shock your heart, son. Excuse me? And he said, yep, I'm going to have to put you under, and we're going to have to shock your heart to get it, the electrical, whatever, I'm not a doctor, I don't even pretend to be, but something to do with the electronic pulse of the heart to get it back in order, so to speak, because he said the top part of my heart was just quivering. The bottom of my heart was pumping, but that quivering part wouldn't want to cooperate right, and he said, that's why you feel off. And I mean, it's like and you can't get a breath. Ugh, that's awful. Well, they put me on this medicine. I got to have you on this medicine for a while. Put me in blood thinners and other things, and then we're gonna have you come back a few times, and then at the right time, I'm gonna put you under. The other day came that time for them to put me under. It shocked my heart. Now, folks, let me tell you what I did. Y'all probably been noticing on my posts this last few days, I posted a lot of things concerning heaven. People's out-of-body experiences and what they saw in heaven. Some of those testimonies are absolutely amazing, and I posted them. Well, I'm gonna back up a little bit. About 5-6 weeks ago, my sister Melody, I was in Natchitoches with her and her husband Tim, and Melody and I, we went on a walk, and I'm walking with her, and we're going through some nice, they got some pretty terrains and territories and landscapes and things like that in Natchitoches. And as we're walking, and this is before any of this is before I even went to work, and they found out this stuff. This is on my days off. Before all that, I just said to her, I said, Mel, I want you to do me a favor. And she said, what? I said, if there ever comes a time, if I were to pass away, and there's a certain tree I like, and it's got these kind of pink looking flowers on them. I can't remember the name of it. I wished I could. But I've always when I've looked at that tree, it's a tree actually, I've always thought of heaven. I said, man, he had to have this in the Garden of Eden, And so I told her, whenever the time comes, sis, the Lord takes me home, I want you to promise me something. She said, what? I said, I want you to plant one of those trees somewhere, in a family land, so to speak, that will be planted in memory of your brother, Deno. And she just looked at me. I said, well, I'm just saying, just when that happens, you do that for me. Okay. And then when I get offshore and all of a sudden this happens, she starts getting concerned. And I start getting concerned. And the shock in my heart, I'm thinking, what in the world? Why they got to shock my heart for? Well, I'll be honest with you, folks. I got a little concerned. Because I've been feeling something in here for a long time. But I'm ignoring it. Mind over matter. Push it, press it, I'm used to working out and no pain, no gain. You go through the pain barrier. You just keep pushing. But some things, folks, you just got to succumb to a certain degree. I mean, if your faith isn't working in a certain area, Jesus didn't rebuke the Good Samaritan for, working on the wounds of that guy that was wounded. Go to a doctor. And have faith that God will use that doctor to fix you, So, Well, all this stuff's going on, and I'm thinking, Lord, you calling me home? See, Mom died, and I was going to call Angie, because I remember when Mom passed away, she was 58 or 59. I couldn't remember which one. But you have to know Deno's mind. I'm thinking, Well, the morning I had to go, or the night before I had to go and get the shock thing, on my table at my house, I wrote my family like a 4 or 5 page, I don't know, it wasn't big pages, it was, about a 7-inch page thing. I wrote 4 or 5 pages of it. And I said, I left it on my dining table with a few books there, The Revelation of Heaven, Gathering Here We Rejoice. But if I were to pass away, to go see Jesus, I want him to come in my house and they would see that. And it says, well, if you're reading this, then it happened. And I wanted them to know how much I loved them, my children, my brother, my 2 sisters, my cousins, my aunts, my nieces, nephews, friends. And I wanted them not to worry. I know it's a sad time. We lose people, but that I was going to be with Jesus jumping around in the glory of his paradise. Well, to make a long story short, I'm here, but let me tell you what happened the other day when they shocked me. Now, I'm nervous, I'll be honest with you. They get me in there and they're trying to tell me what they're going to do. And now Angie, she's the nurse in the family. She's kind of like, when Mom passed away, she kind of took over that role. And she's done an excellent job with that. And I lean on her a whole lot, in a whole lot of ways. But she's got wits I don't have. But she's trying to say it's going to be okay, but you still got your own mind. And sometimes the Lord tells us it's going to be okay, but sometimes we have our own thoughts. And she's trying to tell me what they're going to do. And I'm thinking, yeah, in my mind, I didn't tell her this, but what if there's something in there they didn't catch? And when they jolt me, all of a sudden it goes south, and now I'm seeing Jesus. I went under thinking that, well, Lord, okay, if I'm coming to see you, forgive me for all my sins. I was trying to think all of them. Little ones, big ones, all in between ones. Wash me in your blood. My name's in the book of life. Don't erase it. All that. And, they got all this stuff on me. I got plugs and wires and patches all over the place. I could show you a patch. They put that patch right here in the center of my chest and one right behind it in the center of my back, and has some things on my sides, and and they said, okay, do you know what we're going to do now? We're going to give you this whatever to put me under, and then we're going to go do the little shocking thing. And so he's running that stuff through my veins, and all of a sudden felt it. I said, oh yeah, I'm feeling it. Well, then all of a sudden I'm out. And my doctor, great guy, I don't guess I should mention his name, but he's right there with me. I trust him with my life. And he knew I was nervous about this, and next thing you know, I'm up. When you go out under that stuff, you just go out, and they said, hey, Deno. I said, hey, did it happen? They said, yeah, oh yeah, we're done. Oh, wow. And they were telling me, man, dude, we had to shock your heart 3 times. I said, 3 times? They said, oh yeah. And the little nurse lady that she told me, now look, my job, when the doctor tells me to, I got to push the button, because they're reading your heart monitor thing. And I don't know how they do it, but anyway, she pushes it. And she told me, she said, man, and he told me, we had to shock you 3 times. We had to, the first 2 times, I think they started at 100. I don't know what they went the second one, but they told me and you nurses or people out there that know this stuff, they had to bring it up all the way to 360. 360. And that third shock, when it hit my chest, I jumped. Now, I didn't know I jumped, but they said all of a sudden, and the heart started doing what it's supposed to do. And they got to watching it. And I mean, it had a good thing. See, I learned, like your heart, your little thing goes like this, right? Then you got that, right? You're supposed to go this, up a little, and then up, and then down, and like that. Well, my heart was doing this and then going straight up. It was missing that top beat. But now it goes, and the AFib is gone. So it realigned my electrical lineup in my heart, and now my heart's pumping right, and I can breathe. And I'm thinking, man, this feels good, but they told me, take it easy, Deno. Now, your heart's been through a shock. So don't get out there and, try to do a marathon. Well, I've just been walking, for a few days to, kind of get reused to the correct lineup. But, it feels good to breathe, folks. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for all the love that you showed me. I just thought I'd share this with you. Hope it does somebody some good. God bless.